I'm Rachel Hotmeyer. After interviewing at least 10 candidates, Kevin Adams said he kept circling back to a conversation he had with Lindy Ruff last week, and that's why the Sabres general manager felt confident in handing him the Sabres head coaching opportunity. But Ruff, already the winningest head coach in franchise history here in Buffalo, said he had to think about it, mull over some things before he took the job that was offered to him. At 64 years old, Ruff says his style might have changed over the years, but his competitive drive is as strong as ever.
Most importantly, Lindy knows how to win, and he knows how to take a team to another level. He may be the most competitive person I've ever met in my life. Just go fishing with him, and you may not ever go fishing with him again.
You know, when you let go, you have a period of time where you don't know what you're going to do, but I think there's an understanding that I've gone a lot of different places to keep coaching. I've been a life coach. I probably did what no other coach would do, is be let go from a team and then take an assistant coaching job somewhere else. And part of that was to continue to grow. I love the game. It might be a disease. As Terry said, I'm highly competitive. I'm competitive in whatever you want to do. And I think the players will understand that. We'll have a lot of fun with the compete. Inside the game, outside the game, in the locker room. Because if you love competing, you can compete in a lot of areas.
But I do want to mention the past. Kevin Adams and Lindy Ruff are two men prominent in Sabres history. They both lost their jobs as coaches with the Sabres, which connects them in that manner. One has a Stanley Cup ring, one without. Lindy, the man without the ring, in most Sabres fans' eyes, is probably a skate blade on a line away from winning a cup, and then went on to coach that team that tore his heart out in the Stanley Cup final afterwards. That had to be hard to do.
What is up, YouTube? It's Coffee, back at it with some very intriguing sports news. You know, a sport, as I always reference it, out of the top four, like, sports in the US of A, MLB, baseball, NFL, hockey, NBA, basketball, and NHL, hockey. Hockey is, like, I guess we would say the least popular out of the four, but at the same time, like, people that are hockey fans, like, love hockey. And Buffalo is a hockey town in a major way. We only have two major pro sports franchises, the Bills and the Sabres. And our beloved owner, Terry Pegula owns both teams. You know what I mean? He really was a big sigh of relief to all us Bills fans out there when the team was up for sale. Trump, Bon Jovi, all these other investment groups and everything fighting over the team, trying to move it away. And Pegula stepped in and said, let me buy this other Buffalo sports franchise. And he was like a savior for the city of Buffalo, man. Although, Buffalo fans, sports fans out there, please comment. I haven't been paying attention to the news so closely. I saw something the other day about Pegula selling a percentage of the Bills franchise. Is that true, or is that just some rumor BS talk? I don't know. I don't like that. I don't know. Someone school me on that. Is it true, and is it anything to worry about? But getting back to this is huge news. The Buffalo Sabres bring back Lindy Ruff, the most winningest coach in the sports in franchise history. And you heard that there. That's pretty crazy, man. 99, the Sabres deserved to win the cup. Everyone knows that was no goal. We got robbed. You know, it went on with a lot of other heartbreaking moments. Wide right. We got wide right too this year in the playoffs. No goal, forward lateral. You know, like, people love to roast Buffalo sports fans, but look, y'all, you know, we really did get robbed. That was no goal, and that BS memo that went around in the playoffs. Don't even get me back going into that, but it was just crazy that Lindy Ruff, many a years later, went on after being let go by the Buffalo Sabres, which many fans, myself included, were like, what? Why are we doing this? He played for the Sabres. I think he was a captain too, right? And he, like I already said, was the most winningest coach ever for the franchise. Took us to our second cup ever. We won a President's Trophy under him. Man, those 06 and 07 seasons where we went to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost to Carolina Hurricanes and Ottawa Senators, who I think both of those years went on to win this cup. Those teams were good teams, man. We just couldn't get there, kind of like what's been going on with the Bills in a sense as of late. And it's kind of intriguing to bring it all up as the Buffalo Bills are right on the cusp of getting that Super Bowl ring. The Buffalo Sabres are in a playoff drought, much as the Buffalo Bills were. How long did the Bills go for? 16, 17 years or something like that. And I think the Sabres just hit 13 years, as this year they had a pretty good team and have had a decent team that has a lot of potential and, developing talent and everything like that, but they just haven't been able to break that playoff drought. And this year, I think they just missed the playoffs by a couple of points or something like that. Someone commented and filled me in. Was it 4 points, 6 points, 2 points? I don't know. A month or two ago, it was looking like we might really get in. But it's just so crazy. I was talking with a friend who's a Sabres fan just recently, just a week or two ago after that Tampa Lightning game. And he was saying, everyone is saying Granato should go, who was the coach prior to this. And it was wild. They were saying, yeah, Lindy Ruff's out there. He's available. That would be crazy if Lindy came back. And what do you know? It happens. It's crazy. Like the stars aligned. It's an amazing feeling. For Buffalo Sabres fans out there, it might remind some of y'all back, what year was that? When LaFontaine and Ted Nolan both came back, although that didn't last too long. And the buzz and the good feeling didn't last long as well. Hopefully, Lindy Ruff coming back, is real deal, and it does last, and it, gets this team that's been just, right there on the cusp of getting back into the postseason and competing in the playoffs and, getting back to being a contender. I can't think of a better guy out there that I personally would want coaching the Sabres. As, like I said, I don't really follow hockey the way that I used to, so I encourage everyone out there that's a Sabres fan or a hockey fan to join the discussion and, let me know if you're feeling the same way about all this. But how crazy was that Lindy Ruff went on to coach the Stars, man? The team that broke Buffalo's heart and broke his heart. That had to be wild. I wonder when he got that coaching opportunity if he had to think on it, much as he just had to think on coming back to Buffalo, as he stated in the press conference. Or I don't think he said it, but one of the media correspondents said he had to think on it. But the deal is done. He's back. Huge news for the city of Buffalo, the sport of hockey. All these years later, it's wild, man. 1999, what are we, so 24, 25 years from that cup, and I forget when Lindy Ruff exactly did first start coaching. I believe it was only a year or two prior to that, right? Because, 96, 97, I think Ted Nolan was still the coach. This is some cool-ish, and I'm a nostalgia junkie, so I love the nostalgia, and the best bet next year, I got to be following my Buffalo Sabres, man, and watch them break this playoff drought.